Hi everyone, this is Susan Gerbic and I want to talk to you today about using Lanyrd.com for many different reasons. This is a site that we've heard from Tim Farley talk about many times. It is a crowdsourced site. It is not a skeptical only um, tool. This is a worldwide conference directory for people all over the world to learn about fly fishing, stamp collecting, genealogy, all kinds of different things. And it's a great outreach because this way we can reach people who may be interested in philosophy, psychology, science, astronomy, UFOs, Bigfoot. They would find out about um, skeptic conferences because maybe they'd never even heard of a skeptic conference. So Lanyrd is, I'm not sure how old it is, and I'm not even an expert on it or anything like that. So don't, I don't have the answer to all these technical questions. I'm sure you'll figure it out by looking through other ways. But Lanyrd.com has all sorts of interesting areas that you can use. This is a overview of some of the upcoming skeptic related conferences because I have in my I'm signed in and my keyword is skepticism. So it gives me all kinds of different things that I would probably never have attended. Now it's possible that I could find something in here that would be one, like I say, I haven't heard of before. And the same with people all over the community who are also signed into Lanyrd and looking at it. They may like Penn Jillette or George Robb, and they didn't know that they were interested in skepticism. They find out by looking to see if Penn Jillette is going to be in their area. Maybe they love magic, and they find out about this thing called the Amazing Meeting. So there's all kinds of ways of using it as outreach. So I'm just going to show you a few quick little things that I've learned on here. I've put in the term Skeptics Toolbox, and you can see there's all kinds of different Skeptic Toolbox resources that have been added to the Skeptics Toolbox site. Now, Skeptic Toolbox is a small conference that's been going on since '89, and I wrote their Wikipedia page for the Skeptic Toolbox. And when I wrote the Wikipedia page, I didn't know of Lanyrd, but it sure would have been helpful because I know I would have been able to find things on the Lanyrd site to make it easier for me to be able to write the Wikipedia page. Photos, blogs, press releases from actual newspapers for secondary sources that are so important for this kind of thing. Here's the Amazing Meetings Wikipedia page, no, Wikipedia, Lanyrd page from 2013. And you can see down here at the bottom, or on the right-hand side, that there are 50 write-ups for this. There's 185 items in total for this coverage. Now, you do not have to be the person who owns this to put it in here. You can just find a blog, you could find a video, you could find a podcast that is talking about TAM 2013, and then you can come over here and upload it really quickly. So you can see here 16 videos, 16 live blogs, transcripts, sketch notes. These are all, this I just put these sketch notes in. I just found them just out of the blue. Some young man was drawing um, through TAM. This is just like little things that he was doing whenever it struck him, sitting at the Del Mar or whatever. So I want to show you how easy it is to put a ad coverage to one of these events. So let's go over here to the Amazing Meeting, the main page for the Amazing Meeting 2013. You can see here's all their speakers. And I've been using this as I'm rewriting the Wikipedia page for the Amazing Meeting. This is the page that it is right now. And what I've been doing is see how this doesn't have all the different people who spoke at each of these conferences. I'm going to change it so it has everybody's on there. Also, this tells I'm going to update it with a lot of other things. So you can see here's all the different conference speakers. And if you clicked on these people's names, it would also give you some idea of the other conferences you could see this person at. So maybe you had never seen or heard of Sarah Mayhew before, and now you can click on her name and you can say, wow, I was real impressed with her. Look at all this other stuff she's done. And you would be able to maybe be turned on to other videos, I mean, other conferences you had never even heard of before. So this is broken down into different sessions. So if you were interested in a certain workshop, maybe this one that I did, Workshop 2B, Crowdsourcing Skepticism, where I talked about a lot of things, not Lanyrd, but I did talk about a lot of other things. And this has got some videos. It has why you need to attend the Crowdsourcing Skepticism workshops. This is put in before the conference. Here's a write-up about me. Here's a video that I put up of my lecture, 1 and 2. Here's a podcast that I did on Skeptical Connections that talks about TAM 2013 and this workshop that I did. So if you had found that this particular area was something that interests you, maybe you missed it because you were in a workshop with somebody else and you missed this particular workshop, you can come back to it and you could say, hey, I want to know what happened with that. So let's say we want to add coverage for this event. Okay, I'm going to click on that. Now, here's where I put the coverage. I'm going to take this Wikipedia page for the amazing meeting, and I'm going to add that. I'm going to click and highlight and put it in there. It wants to know which section am I putting it in? Which one does it fit best? And it has it all broken up. It has breakfast, unofficial things, Skeptic's Guide to the Universe, dinner, fundraising meal, lunchtime. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it here to just attach it to the conference, just an overview. And then I'm going to hit add. And then it wants to know the title of what I'm putting in here, and it's a Wikipedia page for the amazing meeting. And then is it a link? Is it a write-up? Is it a slide? Is it a video? What is this that I'm putting in here? I'm going to say link because I don't know what else to put. So, and then hit add this coverage, and there it is. The Wikipedia page for the amazing meeting is now part of something that people could look at if they were interested in the amazing meeting 2013. There's classroom materials that were discussed during the workshop. Here's the podcast show notes for the SGU $1 Million Challenge info, the Geologic podcast. Look at all the stuff. So if you're interested in the TAM 2013 event, there's a lot of information. Now I'm going to delete this Wikipedia page in here because I don't really think it belongs there, but that is something that I was just using as an example to show you how easy it is to use. Let me show you one more thing really quick. This is the Wikipedia page for the amazing meeting that I'm currently writing. So this isn't finished. I haven't made it live. This is just my user page. And you can see that I've expanded quite a bit. And we have the paranormal challenge. Here's the current one. You can see that this is all the information we have right here. So it's not very much, but I'm actually able to expand it a little bit so that I have include the paranormal challenge with links, and I have to have secondary links. See these notations, these are secondary links that allow me to be able to prove what I'm trying to say. Here's some photos from the different challenges over the years. Here are the different winners for the different awards that were handed out at the different TAMs. Now, I didn't attend all these. These are some of the photos that I've taken, but I didn't attend them. So now I'm trying to expand the London TAMs and the Oz in Australia TAMs. And so I need to try to find photos, and I need to try to find write-ups and things like that. So I can go to those pages using Lanyrd and find out who the photographers were at these events, and then approach that photographer. I can look at their photo albums and then actually go to that person and say, hey, I really like this photo. Can you upload it to Wikimedia Commons so I can use for the Wikipedia page for the TAM page I'm writing? And most people are very, very nice about it, very accommodating. Here's locations and dates. I have citations over here that show you, it says that we had 150 people attended this conference. Well, there's a citation proving where I got that number. I need to expand a little bit more on who was the people who spoke at these different events. Here's just a general photo gallery of all the different photos that kind of, I've been picking these out of different people's photo albums to show like a representation of what TAM is all about. Like here I have a crowd, just a hallway. This is a photo taken by Brian Engler. It's just a photograph of people walking around in the conference. It just gives you an idea of what it's like. Here's another one I took at the Del Mar, which is the hangout place for TAM. That just gives you a feel of what this conference is like. looking through these photographs, people are probably more likely to want to attend one of our functions because you can see it's a diverse crowd. People are having a really good time. You can just sit with your buds at a bar and play games. And I think that makes us look, a lot better. Here is a photo that I took at TAM 2000, a couple of years ago, TAM 9. This is a tribute to James Randi where we sold beards and all these people got together and they put beards on and we we just imitated him. So we look like we're having a good time. This TAMS thing looks pretty kind of fun. Here's some founders of Psychon, the um, the the modern skeptical movement. Here is something else we have done. So you can see that I'm able to find these photos by using a site like Lanyrd because it introduces me to photographers that I didn't even know had taken pictures at an event. And so that leads me to what I want to say at the end is why else would you want to have use Lanyrd? Why would you want to add things to Lanyrd? Maybe you're interested in a conference that's coming up and you want to see what it's about and what to expect and should you spend the money to fly to wherever it is and the conference fees and so on. So you get a heads up of what it's like. Maybe you usually attend, but you missed this year and you just want to see what happened. Or maybe you are at an event and people were taking photos, but you didn't get the name of the photographer who came around and was taking photos of your session or you and your friends or whatever. Now you can come to Lanyrd and you can look and you can see the different photo albums or videos or blogs or whatever and see if maybe you're in them or somebody you like is in them or somebody you don't like is in them. My point is that it's a catch-all for where everything is at. There's also this add an event up here. So if you're going to be having an event, maybe a skeptic camp or whatever, you can quickly add an event to the conference site and get more exposure. Your blog, your video, your photo albums are going to get a lot more attention if you have them on a site like Lanyrd than if they're just stuck on your Facebook page indefinitely. So this makes it a lot more fun. It makes it a lot more, it's more of an outreach past our skeptical choir to grow our community and maybe take some people from some other conferences that may have never heard of skepticism and able to come over to some of our events. So anyway, I hope you really enjoy Lanyrd. I hope you find it useful. I hope you start thinking about putting your content up here. I know I have contributed quite a bit, and so has Tim Farley. I don't think he sleeps. He is constantly doing something, and I hope you enjoy it. And go and find some content and start put it in today. Thanks.